Well, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Before we do anything, make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this on social media because I want to take a little time right now and talk about this. Now, last week, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden finally made it official that they will be the so-called ticket for the Democratic Party, the Biden-Harris ticket. And they felt like they wanted to come together as a team to crap on Trump, which is the favorite thing to do these days, crap on Trump, not understanding they're crapping on themselves at the same time. Here they are walking around with their mask when they barely wear a mask. This is the first time I've ever seen Kamala Harris with a mask. Joe occasionally wear a mask. But they want to use this time to dump on Trump, to shame Trump for not wearing a mask. And he should be shamed. He should be shamed. Now, you know how I feel about this coronavirus situation. Because I really believe the shaming of medications started within the Democratic Party. Trump mentioned one medicine, everybody just started joking him. One medicine of three medicines that is being used heavily in New York City that is driving the numbers down and actually getting rid of the virus. One of three medicines. I don't know why he only named one. And the one he named is not the main one. But nevertheless, let's get into this. They had a press conference. And this is how that press conference went down. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Robert Brown, the host of the Rob Report. And we're going to get into this.
We talked about school openings. We talked about the distribution of a vaccine.
Now, if you're hearing one side of this and you hear it is not my fault. It's a Joe Biden thing. First of all, before we even get into it, they claim that there's some enthusiasm going on in this ticket. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Joe is sleepy. Trump is right calling him Sleepy Joe. Look at him. Guys, I just don't get it. A movement, a revolution got dwindled down to this. And the main person that dwindled down to this was Bernie Sanders. But we'll talk about that in another segment when I deal with him about something. But look at this. Let's see where's the energy, the fire. See, when Obama won, man, there was energy, there was passion, there was fire, man. He had white women crying. He had white women saying, "You're beautiful. How can I just touch you? You're beautiful." That ain't going on in this election. Heck, Trump had a little more energy and fire on his side when he was running against Hillary Clinton. And it seemed like he's going to end up getting a little more. I don't care how horrible, because he is horrible on this COVID thing. How horrible he is. Trump know how to churn up his base, man. Trump know how to excite his base. Nothing is exciting in this base right here. Nothing. And if you're not going to excite your base, they're not going to get out and vote. But let's watch this. Tell me where is the excitement in this.
If and when one arrives, and what plans are being made for.
Excited.
We talked about significantly about the racial disparities that exist and how it is COVID-19 is affecting different races differently. And we talked about the continued lack of PPE, protective equipment, and testing capacity and the like. But I put out a comprehensive plan over the last 3 months on each of these things. But today I want to talk about one thing, very straightforward. Doesn't have anything to do with Democrats, Republicans, or
independents. Let me go back to the beginning of this.
It's the distribution of a vaccine if and when one arrives, and what plans are being made for. We talked about significantly about the racial disparities that exist and how it is COVID-19 is affecting different races differently. And we talked about the continued lack of PPE, protective equipment, and testing capacity and the like. But I put out a comprehensive plan over the last 3 months on each of these things. But today, I want to talk about one thing, very straightforward. It doesn't have anything to do with Democrats.
Oh, the excitement that's going on in this passionate speech, this passionate, bold speech of Joe Biden, this Obama-like speech. Man, you guys, folks have allowed themselves to be so dumbed down that they're willing to accept anything because of Trump. And I get it. I get it. I don't flow with it, but I get it. You're so freaking scared. The man is so dumb. He's such a horrible president that you're willing to take anything. That's like a woman who's saying, I can't stand that man. That last man I had was so bad. He beat on me, abused me. I'll take anything that's a little bit better than him. I'm going to take this other guy. He used to beat on me, but he don't beat on me as much. Girl, you better run from the man who's beating on you. Period. You're attracting the wrong people. And unfortunately, in America, we're voting for the wrong people because we always playing this lesser of two evil thing. You know what lesser two evil gets you? It's still going to get you evil. You're running from one abusive boyfriend to another abusive boyfriend. At least he didn't cut you, but he smacked you around a couple times. What is wrong with you? You need to stop messing with those type of men. And then you look at somebody crazy when they tell you you need to stop looking and messing with those type of men. Well, I gotta have one of them. As long as one of them treat me a little bit better, I'm okay. That's what we're getting in this election. Joe Biden has this bigot, racist record, man. He's not upfront and out loud with his bigotry like Trump. Trump is ugly bigotry in your face. Joe Biden is sly slick on the down low bigotry. He'll rather pass laws instead of calling you the N-word. He'll pass laws that will make you feel like the worst N-word. Like he did with that crime bill. Let's get back into it. I'm just saying, I don't see no excitement here. No energy. No. I'm telling you, this is what stopped people from going to the polls. I don't know what is wrong with the Democratic Party and how they have strayed away from being the people's party to the party of corporations that they're willing to do anything as long as they don't shake up their millionaire buddies. They're high donors. Anyway, I'm getting off. Let me just let this play.
Republicans or independents. It has to do with a simple proposition. Every single American should be wearing a mask when they're outside for the next 3 months at a minimum. Every governor should mandate mandatory mask wearing. The estimates by the experts are it will save over 40,000 lives.
So he is mandating that every governor mandate, the ability to penalize you, even criminally, if you don't have a mask on. That is not freedom. That is not America when you're going to force somebody to wear a mask. Now, don't get me wrong. Wearing a mask has its place. It does keep the count low. It does stop the virus from transmitting one to another when you have on a mask. You cough in your mask, it don't get on me. I cough in my mask, it don't get on you. You're going to cough. If I cough and I don't have a mask, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. You're going to be ready to cut me. Assuming I got it. He wants to mandate it. Which means if they mandate it, there's going to be a financial penalty. People already broke, ain't got no job, and you're going to financially penalize somebody, or we're going to lock you up. Who knows? I don't know where he's going with that. The crime bill made Joe Biden the number one lockup candidate in history. Even Trump ain't got his record on locking black people up. He would love to have it. Give him an opportunity, he'll do it, but he ain't got it right now. Biden is the number one, the champion of locking black people up. Kamala Harris, too. She locked up more black people than anybody in the state of California history. Majority black. So you got two law and order cops, law and order, high enforcement candidates running against another law enforcement candidate, making a demand for people to wear a mask. And I understand they'll cut down and save lives. Bruh, there's medication that if you just allow people to get it from their doctors, they'll save their lives. We can't wear masks forever. And we can't sit here waiting for a freaking vaccine. We need to do like we do with any other medicine, develop methods of treatment like we did with the HIV virus. We haven't gotten a cure for HIV. It's been over 30, 40 years now. No cure. But we have treatment. And the treatment keeps the viral load down so low that it's hard for somebody to transmit the virus to another person. And we can do the same thing with this. There are already medications that if you just implement it, you allow people to access their doctor to get these old medications, it can minimize the transmission rate better than masks.
In the next 3 months, 40,000 lives. The people act responsibly. And it's not about your rights, it's about your responsibilities as an American.
So it's going to say it's not about our right, it's about your responsibility. Oh, you're going to make this my responsibility to wear a mask. So if it's my responsibility, why are you mandating it? You can do anything up to take away my freedom if I don't wear a mask. And let me tell you something, folks, I don't wear a mask all the time. I'm sitting in here, I'm not wearing a mask. And when I'm somewhere where people are far away from me, I take my mask off. Those masks irritate your ears. It bruises your ears sometimes. You can catch Legionnaire disease if you have a mask on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have to breathe. People who are asthmatic or already got bronchial issues have problems breathing anyway, and having a mask does restrict their breathing even more. You got to balance it. Yet he want to mandate it. So if I happen to pull my mask down, you telling me you're going to give me a ticket or possibly lock me up or I have to go to court and pay a fine? And all it is making people who making masks money. Joe, you act like you got a little investment in these businesses.
The fact is that as Americans are lining up to give blood, Americans volunteer all their time for food banks and local charities, and supporting their neighbors that are in need. Well, this is no different. Wearing a mask is less about you contracting the virus, although it does help, depending on the mask, but it's about preventing other people from getting sick. Wearing a mask will give the life of a clerk in your local store, your letter carrier, your child's teacher. It will increase their prospects of not contracting the virus. Even though it's uncomfortable, we're not used to it. Wearing a mask is going to get our kids back to school sooner and safer. Wearing a mask, every American wearing a mask outdoors is going to get our businesses back and to full strength long term. And we're going to get our country back on track. But again, when I get occasionally confronted with a person in public about wearing a mask, I say, look, this is America. Be a patriot. Protect your fellow citizens. Protect your fellow citizens. Step up. Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
How about you instruct every governor to protect their citizens and do the right thing and start getting in between the doctor and their patient? If a patient finds out about some medication that helps, why don't you stop letting the bureaucrats get in the way of a doctor and their patient. If the doctor say it's safe and fine for them, you let the doctor prescribe it for them. But because you want to have a posture and make it seem like you guys are on the number one when it comes to this virus, you'd rather have other people sit there and not get the medication that they need or medication they want, especially in early situations. So why don't you step up? Why don't you be a patriot and release some kind of document saying, doctors, by any means necessary, if you got some medicine that you think is safe for your patients to take, you are okay to prescribe it to them. And folks, most of these medications that I'm talking about have been safe. I can't say there's no such thing as medications that's safe for everybody. But there's medication that is safe for most people. And why would you deny them that medication all because you want to make a mockery out of a person who probably mentioned one of the meds, or you want to look like you're in charge and you're leading when it comes to this particular virus?
Overwhelming evidence that the mask, and depending on the type of mask you wear, increases exponentially the prospect that you, if you are a carrier and you don't even know it, that you will not infect anyone when you cough, sneeze, sing, shout. A lot of people are dying. We're up over 160,000 people dead so far. And I'll end by saying that it goes back to the study some months ago by Columbia University, saying that we didn't have to be this way. If the president had acted sooner, would have saved, just 1 week earlier, would have saved 30-some thousand lives. 2 weeks earlier, I think it was 51 or 57,000 lives.
Yeah, and also if you didn't, I'm going to keep hitting them on this. Yes, and there's also medication that other people in the world are using, and their rates are way lower than ours, but you won't even learn from them and allow it to be implemented here. So don't just blame this stuff on him. It's all of your buddies in Washington, D.C. that exacerbated this mess and cause people to die too. It's not just Trump who got bloods on his hand, but all those people on the Republican and Democratic side that want to politic this thing called coronavirus. You got blood on your hands too.
I hope we've learned a lesson. Hope the president has learned the lesson. But again, this is not about Democrat, Republican, or Independent. It's about saving Americans' lives. So let's institute a mask mandate nationwide, starting immediately, and we will save lives. Yes.
So his position is we need to implement a mask mandate immediately and save lives. So in other words, if you ain't got no mask on, you will be punished. You will be punished. Either financially or physically. You will be punished. And most of you people out here ain't got no jobs. You don't have no money. You're already struggling. I know. I'm there. And then you got this man want to mandate something so they can take more money. We're trying to get another stimulus check coming in, and you talking about taking money out of what little money I got out of my pocket if you catch me without a mask on. Now me, I wear a mask. But if some fool don't want to wear a mask, that's his dumb behind. If he catch it, that's on him. But I ain't going to be getting in his face, pointing my finger at him, trying to scar him like he's some kind of criminal. Because I got a mask on. Bruh, you need a mask on. If you don't, you leave yourself wide open. But if you want to be a dumb person and just don't want to wear a mask, that's on you. When you're laying up in the hospital, then you'll be saying, man, I wish I would have had a mask on. And to me, I don't even think a mask is 100%. A mask does not 100% stop that virus from getting to you. Because that virus could be on any part of your body. And as soon as you take that mask, somehow, some way, it still can affect you. It could be on your shirt. You pull your shirt off and get in your nose and mouth. So a mask ain't 100%. It's a helper. It's a huge help, but it ain't the cure. And Joe act like mandating this is like a cure. Like, this is it. If we do this, we can get rid of the virus. You can do that all day. You can have people wear masks all day. The virus ain't going nowhere. You got to find some way to kill that virus. And the only way you can kill that virus right now is zinc. Zinc is a virus killer. But zinc needs something. Zinc need a door opener. Zinc needs something to open up the channel to go in to kill the virus. And that's where you look at this zinc ionophores. That's why you need to open up. You need to open up the passageway for doctors to give medicine to really treat these people right immediately. The only way you're going to get rid of this virus is not everybody wearing a mask. It's good. It helps you not transmit it. It helps the numbers stay low, but it doesn't get rid of the virus. The only way you're going to get rid of this virus is if you prescribe medication to get into the bloodstream to get rid of that virus. That has to happen to everybody who has the virus.
Estimates are we'll save over 40,000 lives in the next 3 months if that is done. Now let me turn it over to my colleague and running mate. She has a few comments to make.
And here she is, supposed to be the queen of black women. Here she is. See what she got to say. Let's see if she gonna fire up. Let's see if she gonna have a passionate speech. Let's see if she gonna fire up. Now, she don't want to one-up Joe, so she gotta keep it down. She can't outshine Joe, even though she would love to. Oh, she would love to. I mean, you thought Hillary Clinton was hungry for the spotlight. This lady's hungry for the spotlight. But nevertheless, let's see what she got to say. Come on, bring that fire, Kamala. Bring it. Excite us.
Thanks, Joe. That's what real leadership looks like.
What? That's what real leadership look like. That's what real leadership look like. Look, let me tell you something. When it comes to Obama, there's some things I don't like about Obama, but there's some things I did like about Obama. This is one thing I know about Obama. He know how to lead. Might not be in the direction that you want him to go, but he know how to inspire you. He know how to motivate you. He know how to coach you and pump you up and lead you toward a certain direction. Sometimes that was good. Sometimes it was not good. You ain't getting that out of these 2 tickets, bro. You're not getting out of this out of these 2 tickets. Listen to this.
Witnessed real leadership, which is Joe Biden said that as a nation, we should all be wearing a mask for the next 3 months because it will save lives. And the thing about Joe, that the American people...
So does wearing a seatbelt. Bad enough you mandated that, and now people, you got a seatbelt. If you don't wear a seatbelt, you're gonna come out your pocket, and you may end up going to jail if you get too many tickets. Seatbelt does save lives. But seatbelts ain't stopping some food from still hitting you, and you can get killed with the seatbelt on. And that's my whole point. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. I never would say that. I would never say don't wear a seatbelt. But to make it seem like this is the solution to killing the virus, just wearing a mask, and if you don't wear it, we're going to penalize you. It's not going to kill the virus. Just like wearing a seatbelt ain't going to stop somebody from drinking and driving.
know is that his role of leadership in our country has always been about doing what's best for the people of our country, best for their health, their well-being, and for their families. That's what real leadership looks like.
Did she say everything Joe did was what's best for this country? Well, she probably would say that because her and Joe are like-minded. There go a Negro over there, arrest him. I bet you he got some weed in his pocket. Lock him up. Let's get some free labor on him. Let's find a way to never let him out. If you get too tighty with us, we'll send him out there to fight a forest fire.
And when Joe talks about his priorities, he knows and he cares about the fact that we have, as a nation, witnessed 165,000 people who just in the last few months have died in our country. We know that those individuals represent families, loved ones, grandparents, parents, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles of people who are mourning their loss every day. So what real leadership looks like is Joe Biden, to speak up, sometimes telling us the stuff that we don't necessarily want to hear, but we need to know. And the need for this mandatory mask.
Let me tell you something. She's gonna be just like Mike Pence. She gonna be a kiss. She gonna kiss Joe Biden's butt as long as, cause she just gonna agree with him, and that's what vice presidents do until it's her time to shine. Just like Joe Biden did with Barack Obama.
Wearing will also be about what Joe has articulated and what a Biden-Harris administration will do in terms of creating a pandemic testing board to get tens of millions of testing kits where needed, to build a public health jobs corps, hiring at least 100,000 Americans to lead us through contact tracing as soon as we take office, and to chart a clear path forward for a safe and effective vaccine and guarantee every American equal access to it by investing $25 billion, which is Joe's plan, $25 billion in manufacturing and distribution. And when Joe talks about this, I think it's important that the American people looking at the election coming up ask the current occupant of the White House, when am I going to get vaccinated? When am I actually going to get vaccinated?
I'm going to ask you to keep that vaccine away from me. Now, I'm not anti-vaxxer, but anything that has the very disease in it that they shoot in your body, I don't want it. They're doing a study right now to see if those who've been vaccinated, who have taken the flu vaccine, how many of them were more subjective to the coronavirus versus the people who were not. And they still pushing this thing that vaccine is the only way to get rid of this virus. To stop somebody from being affected with this virus by shooting some chemicals in your body, including the very thing that's trying to kill you. And then in some cases, it's already been rumored that if you don't take it, you will be jailed. It's a rumor, but it's out there. Bro, I ain't taking your vaccine. You're just going to have to put me in jail. There's ways to treat people right now early. As soon as they got it, there's ways to treat people before they even get in the hospital. There's ways of treating people while they're in the hospital. And yeah, they even got ways of treating people while they're in intensive care. But yet they want to push this mandating and pushing this mandating the mask and mandating the vaccine like that is the key to solving this situation.
Because there may be some grand gestures offered by the current president about a vaccine, but it really doesn't matter until you can answer the question, when am I going to get vaccinated? So again, Joe Biden is about real.
Nobody knows that right now, lady. This thing just happened 6 months ago. Anybody who got HIV, comment in the section. Anybody who has been HIV positive, can I ask you a question? When you going to get your vaccine? When you going to get your vaccine? I mean, you got treatments right now that make it where you can live a normal life, right? Now, somebody coming around saying, where's the vaccine? Where's the vaccine? You'll look at them like, yeah, I'd rather have the vaccine, but I'm cool because I got treatment and it's not like it used to be.
The leadership in our country, and I'm honored to be with you, Joe. Thank you.
Well, there you go. There you have it. The illustrious power pack team of Biden Harris is now, the campaign is officially on the march. And the first thing they do is sit at two big old tables that both of them could have sat on at one table, officially signed documents as the nominee for the Democratic ticket. Never seen that before. Optics. Nobody never seen that. I didn't see Obama do that with Joe. I didn't see Trump do that with Pence. You're going to make a televised signing of the official DNC acceptance of the nomination. You got to televise that. And then they trot you out and you start jumping on the president about coronavirus, and then you talk about what you'll do concerning coronavirus, which includes penalizing people if they don't have a mask on, and crying about where's the vaccine, claiming this is what leadership look like. Come on, dog. Neither one of these particular events where they was being pressed by the press generated excitement, not that I know of. I mean, my ladies are excited, especially my black women. They're excited because this half Hindu, half Scotch, a quarter Scotch Irish and quarter black woman is representing them, black women. I don't see how a half Hindu and a half Scotch Irish and half Hindu, 25% Scotch Irish, 25% Jamaican woman, black Jamaican woman, is now being the leader of black women. I don't understand that. She can be, I would just say, be the leader of women in general. Don't say you're the leader of black women, and don't talk about Joe Biden picked a black woman. You're 25% black. Most of you is Indian. Why don't you be who you really are? Interracial. Stop pulling the black card as a convenience to churn up the black vote. That is very insulting. And that's why people ride her back, Roland Martin. Because she's pulling out a ace here and a heart here, depending on what environment she is. She's trying to play everybody as a fool. You can't do that with us. So, as you can see, there's a lot of excitement going on in the Biden-Harris ticket. A lot of excitement. Aren't y'all excited? Yeah, America.